I'm amused at some of the big names in podcasting and broadcasting. I'm talking the $25 million a year guys.
Yeah.
They keep saying their criticism is pretty much linked to the idea that the mayor, Karen Bass, should not have been in Ghana during this catastrophic fire.
Okay.
That's not the point. That's what modern mayors do. They go to Ghana. That could almost become a saying. Why did you have crime in your city? Well, Fry went to Ghana. Her being in Ghana had nothing to do with it. The problem is that she never devoted probably 30 seconds of her mayoral life to preparing for a fire. And it's that system. I came up with a new definition of the mystery. Because the mystery, which is basically, Mysterians don't like people. Remember that.
Right.
They only like people who agree with them and share their aspirational goals for how they view the world. So the mystery keeps evolving. It keeps getting sanded smoother and smoother till it's really, really visible. Let's see if I got this one. The mystery is the abandonment of foundational truth replaced by the aspirational vision of what Mysterians think life should be. They think LGBTQ people should be a fire chief, when a foundational truth is that's fine so long as the LGBTQ fire chief is devoted to fire preparedness. But in the aspirational view of the world, it's enough to just be the LGBTQ fire chief. That was the achievement. The foundational truth goes ignored, which is a deadly fire. Or it's a foundational truth that a mayor should be focused only on the necessities that serve the citizens. The aspiration is the mayor should be a communist community activist. I mentioned communist because if you continue to read about Karen Bass, you discover her allegiance to a group that went to Cuba 20 times, and she's really fond of the way they operate in Cuba. Well, the way they operate in Cuba is also indicative of how you would not put out a fire. So what the mayor, she went to Ghana. Who cares? What she didn't do was sit down on day 1 or 2 and convene a meeting with the Los Angeles Water Department, the best hydrologists academia could produce, the best electrical engineers and mechanical engineers that academia or private industry could produce, and say to them, we all know that LA can turn to dust one of these days with a hellacious fire. And we've got a problem because we can get water from a reservoir to secondary pumps. This is all assuming the mayor would even know this much. We can always get water from the reservoir to secondary pumps, but under intense, maxed out pressurization, that water is not succeeding. It's not getting to the hydrants, and when it does, it's running out too quickly. What do we have to do in the event of a catastrophic fire, which Los Angeles has the basin has a 10,000 or a million-year history with fires? Everybody's too quick to put this in the climate change basket. You can look it up. I went through it with you the other day. So she's saying, we have a history with fires. What are we going to do to improve and make real what I just asked you? And they come back and say, well, we can do this and this and this, and it's $45 million. And she'll say, great. I was going to request a $45 million budget decrease in the fire department so we could spend the money elsewhere, but I won't. You get the $45 million, and thus a foundational truth of the lives of citizens in L.A. has been accommodated, not the aspirational vision of a Mysterian.